The following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition and another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We're at home again, I guess, after a big vacation, a lot of miles on the road, a lot of miles for the Panthers, a lot of partying the last couple of weeks, or actually intense playoff watching. And now the deed is done. The parade has been conducted. The obscenities have been shouted across the stage and the nation. And basketball's over. It means all we're left with now is Pete the Rat and the Marlins, which I think at this point I'll take Pete the Rat. How are you today, Jeff D. for the Forest?
I couldn't be better, man. Great weekend. Brought it to mind a lot of different things. Had a little barbecue over at my son's house last night.
Nice.
Curious, too. I mean, we should get into this at some point. The best barbecue grill. So who was the guy that was the king of the barbecue with the green egg?
Ron, our man Ron. We got to get up there to his house for a show again because he has the big green egg. I'm a Weber fan, but
I was a Weber fan. My friend Dean Mertens had a barbecue grill place forever. He recently retired. I saw him the other day. You might remember Dean. He was an executive at Calder Racecourse.
Oh, yeah.
Before he got into, he had a place that they built custom outside grills and everything. And would there be anything nicer, honestly, having a home in South Florida in a good spot where you had a customized kitchen outside? But we ought to get into that a little bit. But I'm a big fan of the Weber. I don't know, Lubie. What do you have in the backyard there at the Lubie Mansion?
Standard low-level grill. I'm a guy. Yeah, something like that. I think it's a step up of Charbroil, but something of that nature that Shirley and I. Yeah, there you go. Is that alcohol? Shirley not.
Chico. It's the most bubbly.
Drinking straight tequila on the show. What is that?
No, this is it's a Mexican seltzer water that has the most intense bubbles. It's called.
I remember we used to go to Walmart. See, the success of this show is just unbelievable. 205,000 subscribers. My God, look what it's done for you.
It's great. So no, actually, it's funny you brought up the grill because I have grill. Okay. I don't miss my
griller, right? I mean,
I was known as the grill master. I really like to cook out, and especially in the summertime, and especially things like just simple things, steaks and some fish, and but one of the few things I miss about my old house. I mean, actually, I miss a lot of things. I don't miss the floods. I do miss the insurance payments every year.
Yeah, but, the checks were good. They were fat, man, like 40 grand in a pop. I loved it.
It was good, but no, I don't miss having my life disrupted by floods and having cars totaled and things like that. But I did have a beautiful pool deck, hot tub area, and a barbecue nook. And it wasn't a big fancy outdoor grilling area, but it was just a Weber Genesis grill that had 4 burners, and I could do racks of ribs and burgers. And it'd be nothing better than like on a 4th of July long weekend and just hang out there, get a couple of some bottles of whatever your finest libation is, some beers, and just start grilling and chilling by the pool. Val, here we do have some gas grills, but I had grill envy. I went to a Home Depot over the weekend because I helped my daughter paint her bedroom. I had to buy a can of paint, and I walked.
You were in Home Depot?
Yeah, I was in a Home Depot, and I actually helped my daughter paint her room.
You have to show any paperwork or anything to get in there? What the hell?
But they have all these grills on sale for 4th of July weekend, including some Webers. And I'm thinking of, even though like Val has 2 perfectly fine grills in her backyard, actually we're going to ditch one and just keep one. But I love my Weber grill. There's something about a Weber gas grill that has like nice controls. It's well built,
real easy to operate, and they last forever.
Yeah. I'm thinking I found.
How do you feel about like getting like flavor stuff like mesquite and this that, and other stuff?
The wood chips that you can kind of put in a little pan, and then you kind of put a little spritz of water on it, and then you get the nice little smoke wafting on it. But I think one of the Weber grills is like $6.29 on sale.
That's it. That's not bad.
I almost made the hair trigger purchase. I think I'm gonna get it, but we'll discuss it with Val. I don't want to, it's there's nothing wrong with the
Shouldn't have
tribe.
to go under discussion. If you don't have to discuss bombing Iran with the Congress, why should you have to discuss buying a grill at the Home Depot for $600?
Yeah, and I'd
With
be more
anyone who's in your life. I mean, no matter how much you trust them and feel like it's necessary to be in accord on everything.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on a more somber note, it seems like some retaliation has begun. There's some reports of explosions
What
at
a
a
surprise!
U.S. military base in Qatar, and this is why you don't go around proclaiming mission accomplished before we know what has completely unfolded.
Be strong.
Yeah. So
That military parade worked out better. I don't know that they're bombing Iran. That would be my theory. If somebody had shown up at that parade,
yes,
we'd probably be in a different situation today. I don't know.
well, speaking of parades, how about that Panthers showing yesterday? I did not go out there. Lubie texted me in the morning. He's like, "You want to go?" Because I was saying, "I'll come on over to my house, park, we'll Uber there." And then I said, "It's going to be freaking broiling." And I remember like being at Jazz Fest when it's like 90 degrees, 95 degrees, and humid in New Orleans, and almost like just wilt after.
New Orleans humidity is a little thicker even than here, though.
Yeah, the
Would
beach.
you agree, Mike Mayo? I mean, as much we're accustomed to it, but I have never schwitzed so much as I did, like spending a July day in New Orleans.
No, those New Orleans summers. Oh my God! One time I did a story where I was traveling around the historically black universities through Louisiana, Mississippi, and it was so hot. And then I concluded the trip near Grambling, and I interviewed Eddie Robinson. Talk about it. Wow, legendary guy.
Wow.
And guy had a lot of wisdom. But then I ended up in New Orleans for 2 days. I figured, a little R&R on the Sun Sentinel, and back when they had money. And oh my God, it was like August in New Orleans.
Oh my God.
You think it's hot and humid here? There's no sea breeze. It's brutal. Yeah. So so it wasn't, I guess, as bad as other places, but it still was pretty hot and crazy.
Probably not bad. I mean, I just took my walk of life. It was a schwitz, as you can see by my hair, but it wasn't too bad. The Mustang went to the parade yesterday.
She did?
Oh, she did. Oh, good for her.
Wow. No, one of Val's friends went and had a great time. I guess I'm just old and cranky, and I watched it on TV.
I'm not a big crowd guy anymore.
No,
let me ask you this, though. I mean, this is an interesting food question for the Let's Eat South Florida group, and I know we have a lot of restaurateurs that are involved in the show, so maybe somebody can pop it up on a challenge. Economic impact is always talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the economic impact of having the Super Bowl here, World Cup, whatever? Those bars had to clean up yesterday.
Oh yeah, no.
What do you? I mean, do we have any ideas? I mean, there's nothing better than like thinking back to the greatest money-making day you ever had in your life. That had to be one of them, no, for these places?
No, I mean, it seemed like everybody was in a good mood and everybody was imbibing. Even the team ran into Takato, the Japanese sushi place that's on the beach in the Conrad Hotel. That was great. I love the fact that the cup, besides being embraced and paraded around with fans, and but they're taking it to restaurants around town, which is, I always like following that. It has not made its appearance with Reno at Heritage yet.
Any inside info?
I don't know. We're going to be there tomorrow at Heritage at 4:00. It's a late post time.
Cup showing up?
I don't know. Maybe he has a surprise in store for us. But it did go to another Italian place in Weston called Zona Blue, a place I'm a big fan of. I don't know who brought it out there. I don't know if it was Bill Zito or somebody brought it to Zona Blue on Saturday night, and I saw some pictures that was posted on the Let's Eat South Florida group from Zona Blue. And then they went into Takato yesterday, and then they also made several other pit stops. But Lubie, I heard you this morning on the Morning Defo show saying that some people were taking umbrage to what they were doing and taking the cup out.
Canadian fans have lost their mind. I think it's amazing. It makes me so happy. I'm the rare fan that wants people to love my teams. This is the first time in my life I've actually embraced being the villain. I think this team does not win 2 cups if they do not have this mentality. So I'm okay with Canada wanting us to play like the team we played as that lost in the second round in 5. Or was it? It might have been. It actually was a sweep because we made fun of Mayo for not putting money on the sweep, and then the Lightning literally swept them. Like, They learned a lesson or two, guys. How do you think the Edmonton Oilers of the late 80s played? How do you think the New York Islanders with Mike Bossy?
No mercy. They just stepped on people's throats. And they, yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
My reaction. First of all, I love what Sam Bennett said. And some people thought it was classless. But,
love it.
He said, some people think we're bullies. First of all, hockey, remember, bullies used to be applauded. The Broad Street Bullies of the Flyers in the mid-70s.
I mean, these guys are knocking the crap out of each other on every play, especially in the postseason. So,
and
how can you be labeled a bully? I don't get it.
They skate the fine line where they get under your skin, but they weren't the ones getting misconduct penalties at the end. Yeah, because they were starting to kick butt, and the other team would get frustrated, and then they would drop the gloves, and then you defend yourself. But all these things, Sam Bennett basically was saying, "I apologize for freaking nothing."
Nothing.
And my contention is this: hey, Canada, why don't you go out and win a cup for the first time in 33 years? And then you could put on a clinic about etiquette and how you should and shouldn't go around with the cup and what you can and can't do. How about win a freaking cup yourself and then show us what you can do with it? Because we have it now 2 years in a row, and it's a lot of fun because it's a community celebration. It has united people. I used to hate when teams would lobby for public money and say, we bring the community together. You know what? It's actually true. They actually did bring this community together.
I appreciate, and that's the other thing. There's always, I know in New York they could talk about the Tri-County area, but like our Tri-County area is so different. Like West Palm to Broward to Miami is so different that like when teams win, there's always sort of this like separation of counties. I love that they're firmly in the Sunrise area. They're firmly in Fort Lauderdale. Then they go, the most epic celebration they have is at Club 11 in the heart of Miami. They've also done things in Palm Beach. Like a lot of Palm Beach County people are big Panther fans. Like this is our rare team that doesn't just, we're not just Miami. Like they embrace all of South Florida, which is what we call this region. So you know what, Canada? I'm sorry. I love this team. Like I haven't loved the team. Like the Heat teams did not feel like this. Like I was at that first celebration when Shaq, they had the truck and the whole thing. Like it didn't feel like this. Like I watched it at home and I almost didn't feel like I missed anything because of just how excited you could see the whole area. I know we didn't have millions of people. That's not us. It was on the beach. You can only have.
The fact that you have like 500,000. I don't know what the crowd count was,
400,000 people.
But everybody can just go into the water and cool off and chill out, and you have all these boats off the coastline. I mean, what a scene. It was fantastic.
Can we do it though in celebration? I think one chorus of "Oh Canada, you'll never win the cup."
No, they are amending the lyrics to the anthem. "Oh Canada, glorious and cup free," because they haven't had a cup since 1993. Sorry, suck it, boys. That's it.
They need to impose a heavy tariff on the cup. Canadian Prime Minister. This guy seems like a pretty cool cat, but. Yeah, he needs to make it prohibitive for America to even think about having a cup here. No, you know what? You've been covering sports for a long time here, Mike Mayo. I've been here even longer, and you don't see the community united. And this is kind of like a Broward County team.
It really is.
I go back to Wayne. We were talking about it this morning, where he said, "Well, if Broward decides to build me an arena, I won't go there."
Yeah, Neil played that clip all.
And the next day, he was there.
Even if they decide to build me an arena, I won't
play it.
With the tears in his eyes.
Right,
what a negotiating ploy that was.
That turned out to be BS. But regardless, I you know what? It was great to see because these guys have really, more so than any other team now, and sports, unfortunately, has become more distant from the fans and even the media. It's harder to get close to baseball players, football players, basketball players. But these guys really entrenched themselves into the community here, and it really became kind of like a Broward County team.
And too bad you'd think maybe one of these days the Sun Sentinel will actually have a Panthers beat writer.
They didn't know what to do. They were sending anybody they could find.
Slam.
I think Gretchen was covering Game 6 in Edmonton.
Slam against my former employer, but it boggles my mind how Ira Windeman has covered every Heat game since the team's inception. And look, he has a big following online, which is part of why they let Ira be Ira when it comes to the Heat. But you would think that maybe after the first Stanley Cup run, you'd have a beat writer to follow the team at every move they make.
Some schmank intern they couldn't assign to the
I
team.
don't understand. Like, obviously the Dolphins are still the king, and we love Perkins, and he's their Dolphin columnist. But you would think they could just throw one body onto the team that's the only pro team based here in Broward, and the one that has been the most successful team in this region for the last. The Heat has.
It's a nice. I mean, you don't get a run like this that often. So
No,
it's good. But how much money did these bartenders make yesterday, Michael? We have to find this out. Somebody on the chat line or whatever that's in the restaurant business. What was the impact of yesterday's parade to all of those bars and restaurants there on Fort Lauderdale Beach?
Even it's been a 5-day celebration from Tuesday through Sunday, and these guys were all around town with the cup around at Elbow Room the day after. Yeah, so it's really spurred economic activity.
The restaurants are having to hire those guys that have the sign that they're wiggling like you want to get your taxes done. Just to draw even one guy in, and then you have this. One day could have made up for like half of the summer of nobody being here.
I know. We got to talk to our guy Steve DePuzzo, who has the Atlantic Hotel Resort and that
he's probably Monte Carlo tonight.
Wild Time Eatery right on the beach there, and I'm sure they all had a very, very good day.
Oh yeah, they're right there. Oh,
and it's a beautiful thing. And now we're all kind of nursing the hangover. They're going to get back to work at some point. But and in terms of us, we're in a sports desert because you can't count the Marlins. And we just wait until Dolphins preseason begins. And then we're going to get Pat Utter on, and he'll be the voice of reason to totally take a dump on any chances that people might have, hopes and dreams of the Dolphins being successful. Because I tried to be an optimist last year, Defo.
Well, I had him winning the AFC East.
I had him going.
How
11.
stupid do I look? I mean,
I had him going 11-6, like making the playoffs. Pat was the one who said, "Yeah, I see him as maybe a 500 team, 8-9, 9-8." And what they end up finishing, Lubie?
8-9.
8-9.
Pat Utter, completely correct.
Yeah,
he is, and now I've jumped on the Pat Utter shenanigans negativity bandwagon, where he says this team, until they get rid of Greer as GM and get a different mindset, maybe they should just hire Bill Zito. Who cares if he doesn't know anything about football? He knows how to assemble winning teams. And Lubie, I loved your line this morning about what Greer what he excels at when it comes to the Dolphins signing. Can you repeat it for our audience here?
I don't know if I had a line. They did do it. That's amazing. I didn't have a line. I just said it's literally he targets injured guys and pays them a lot.
Injury-prone players who don't play a lot, who you pay a lot of money. That's what he gets. That's a formula for success.
It is what he does. It's like the anti-Zito. Zito lit Reinhardt. To this day, people are like, they got Forsling on weight. Like Forsling is widely regarded as one of like the top 3 or 4 defensemen in all of hockey. And the Panthers got him on waiver. Like they went through the whole thing. Like Reinhardt was like, screw you, Forsling. Like, you know what? I want that. Like the Dolphins, I'm so like the FSU quarterback just came out and said something about Bama, and FSU fans are cringing. I'm like, dude, do you remember Florida State? Do you remember the Canes? Like, we're so neutered because of poster board. Defoe's always talked about this. Like, if a team is motivated by some bench player's comment, like, what is the coaches doing? Like, a team shouldn't need some third stringers quote from some interview in August to motivate them. Like, if Alabama is really waiting on Thomas Castellanos to talk, like, then Alabama's in trouble. Like, to me, Canada, you should dream to have players like this. Like, we had Huberdeau and all these really nice guys, and we didn't win a freaking thing. Like, I love that these guys go out there and hit you in the mouth and then walk off the ice and embrace the community. It's friggin' hockey.
And I think they're motivated, and they're going to come back, and they will have a chance to win 3 in a row. And then Pat Riley will finally get some money from that catchphrase that he trademarked, except, now his own team can't even win 1 or maybe even make the playoffs. But that's another story for another day. Look, we're happy for the Panthers. We'll see what happens next. Before we get into, the one last note on hockey and basketball. You brought up when the Heat won the parade, they were on their floats, they were on high. It really was looking down on the crowd.
Yes.
And hockey. I've said it before. I love hockey and hockey players because they really are of the people. Even though they've gotten generous contracts now and they're making 7-8 million a year now, but they're still connected. And you even saw like the celebration, like the Panthers had won before, but it was such a long grind that when they win it, when they finally win the cup, there's just this explosion of euphoria and relief, and they're hugging each other. But last night, when Oklahoma City, they had a great regular season. Oklahoma City, as a city, had never won a championship. They win their first one, and it was just like, ho hum, I'll walk off the court. It was like,
Weird.
this is why I don't like basketball anymore now. And ABC did just did a brutal job. Camera work was all over the place. You didn't get a sense of what was going on.
I'm sorry, I like Breen, but and it's not sexist because Richard Jefferson's a man. He's like that group is. I mean.
No, they're going to be totally blowing that up. But it was just not fun to watch at the end, and you didn't get any sense of joy. And I don't know. I give me hockey and hockey players every day, even if it's a niche sport that gets low ratings and are on a cable TV network for their championship game. I just thought it was fun to watch, and they have the right attitude. And let's keep going, boys, and let's keep pissing the Canadians off. And although we still love the Canadians, we want them to come here and spend their money.
I just don't
It's
get
not happening anymore, man. Everybody's scared. A lot of reasons.
Man, ain't the hockey.
And the subway in New York.
One more sports note. I am now paying attention to baseball because we've got nothing left. Not the Marlins, of course, but I do have some action going with our man Luke at Luke's Seafood, and he's taking a summer hiatus from sponsorship, but I hope they're doing well over there. But we have a bottle of fine liquor, I think a High West Double Rye bourbon that we both like, on the line for whoever finishes with the most regular season wins. Mets is me, Yankees is him, and I looked in the MLB standings today for the first time in a long time, and guess who's ahead? Defo, did you look?
You have the Mets?
He has a Mets.
Yeah, I'm a Mets.
Yeah, but the Mets are struggling a little bit. I mean,
but they got 46 wins, and the Yankees only have 45 wins. And where I come from, that means I'm leading the bet.
I wouldn't start counting my money yet.
Early there, superstar.
I know, but Soto is starting to hit.
You're one win ahead, not even halfway through the season.
How are you playing with one win?
Something.
It's baseball, man. It takes forever.
It's forever. Like, what are you talking?
Anything can happen the rest of the way.
And one more sports note, and then we'll let the sports go. We got a lot of food topics on the table, but I couldn't help but notice that at Churchill Downs yesterday, a first-time 2-year-old starter was given the name Bobrovsky. Oh, yeah. And apparently was supposed to be the fastest thing since sliced bread. He went off as a 1-2 favorite, and it was a pick 5 sequence that I was trying to hit. I singled him in my pick 5. And what happens? Of course, he gets nipped at the wire by the second choice, a 5-1 shot called Shake and Rattle, which Bobrovsky sometimes gets shooken and rattled when he's in the net. Bobrovsky got nipped at the wire, and then I said, finally, Lubie is right. Bobrovsky sucks.
Gotta pay tribute. I had a lot of interviews with this guy when I was doing horse racing on TV for many years. This goes back into the 80s. A lot of experiences with Dwayne Lucas.
Oh, yeah. Very sad news.
Yeah, I mean, wow. He just basically threw in a towel saying, whatever I have to go through to extend this thing, it's going to be not worth it in the long run. So let me just go in peace. But
yeah,
wow, that was staggering news.
Yeah, he was just on the Triple Crown show.
Yeah, he looked fine.
He saddled some horses in the Derby, and I think the Preakness as well.
Some kind of blood infection. It was like,
yeah, and I know this from my dad. My dad had these mysterious blood infections, and he kept being hospitalized for it, and he needed to get a heart valve replaced. I mean, that's not Dwayne Lucas's, but in my dad's case, the blood infections, he needed all kinds of intravenous stuff, and then they wanted to do other things. And you come to a point where you just say, you know what, I just want to go home and whatever time I have left. So I think Dwayne Lucas, the same thing. He had some sort of blood infection that they can't seem to shake. And instead of just keeping him in the hospital and setting him, keeping him set up to an IV line, but that feeling, Defo.
I don't know to that extent. Lubie and I saw Jimmy Cephalo struggle with this kind of thing. The great Jimmy Cephalo from Miami Dolphins fame, and then a longtime broadcasting career. We watched him go through some stuff that you can't even imagine. and he powered through it pretty well. I have to give him a lot of credit. I mean, what bravery! But at 89, D. Wayne decided, "Hey,
Yeah.
check, please.
No,
Let me just
he's
go."
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess he's going home in hospice care. He's already announced that he'll no longer, train day to day. He's handed over his stable to his longtime assistant, and we wish him well in his journey and
seemed resigned to the idea that this was it, man. That he was going
comfort
to
and
roll seven
peace.
pretty soon.
But
Yes.
man, did he
Yeah.
have a long, full life? Look, I know he took some criticism because sometimes he ran horses that you say, yeah, I don't know if that horse belongs in that spot. And like Charismatic ended up pulling up lame when he had after winning the first two legs of the Crown and the last furlong of the Belmont. I was there that day, and then that's when we first started really talking about, is it too grueling on the breed, and is the breed gotten too weak, and do we need to space out these Triple Crown races a little longer? And he was of the opinion that no, we got to keep with the way we've been doing it. It's tradition. So at the time, he also was a firm believer in keeping racing the way it was. I don't know if that's still the right thing to do, but there's no denying the man's greatness. He was a master horse trainer. He has all the Triple Crown races to prove it. And we just, again, wish him and his family and his friends peace and comfort in these next couple of weeks ahead. So
One of my favorite radio incidents. My friend Frank Miramonte, the race caller at Santa Anita in Saratoga, does a dead-on D. Wayne impression. So this is many years ago. Hank Goldberg's on the air on this was at QAM, and Frank's on our show in the morning with Joe Rose and Goldie and me, and he's doing his D. Wayne impression. The other two guys they didn't know much about horse racing, but they laughed along with it because it was pretty funny. He does naturally a lot of exaggerations, and then Hank, of course, had to one up us, and he's like, I can't believe it. D. Wayne was on their show. I just had lunch with him today. The truth was, he was never on our show. The impression was that good. But I talked to Frank yesterday about this. And actually, he was in the same frame of mind as everybody else.
yeah,
Just wishing the guy the best. But no, a legendary.
you put one over on the hammer. Rest in
Yeah, it
peace.
wasn't that hard
Hank.
to do. I mean,
Yeah.
when a guy is like extremely jealous of everything anybody else does,
Jeez.
it's not that hard to fool a guy, as we've seen in politics. So.
That's it. All right. Well, we wish Dwayne Lucas well. And hey, let's take our first break. And before we take the first break, I got to remind everybody we are taking part with our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival in helping to put on the second annual Pearl Jam by the Sea Oyster Festival. Oysters and music and unlimited bubbles, sparkling wine, beverage center, the what do we call it? The Bellini bar that has all your favorite mixes with sparkling wine. It's going to be August 9th, 12 to 3 p.m. The first hour is going to be for VIPs, and some good news for us, but for you guys out there, the VIP tickets are almost gone. There's only a handful left, and the pricing on the VIP tickets will go up tomorrow. Right now, if you go online to oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com or just go on to eventbrite.com and look up Pearl Jam by the Sea, you can get those VIP tickets for $115. Tomorrow, the pricing on the VIP tickets go up to $125, and there might not be any left. So get those VIP tickets now. It gets you a seat in the enclosed indoor area at the bar where it's a little bit cooler, made in the shade, and also some past plates coming out from the kitchen, some extra bonus goodies. But the general admission is also going to be great. Because then you get all the fresh raw oysters, the freshly shucked oysters on the half shell that you can eat along with unlimited bubbles. And this year we're going to be introducing a paella pan. There's going to be a big pan of paella so you can have some other treats besides the oysters and the bubbles. And we're going to have a good band playing some jams. Pearl Jam themselves will not be there. Luckily, we have not gotten any cease and desist letters yet, but it is called Pearl Jam by the Sea because oysters have pearls, and we're going to be jamming with some good music and friends August 9th. And if you use the promo code Lunchbox, when you go online, you get $10 off the GA tickets. Usually the general admission tickets are $75, but you put in that promo code Lunchbox right now and you'll get it for $65. You can't beat that deal. It's going to be a fun day. I know I'm going to put on the sunscreen, come in my Speedos. Well, maybe
Don't
not
do
my
that.
Speedos, but I'm
Don't
going to
do
put on my Paul Maurice Hawaiian shirt with the
There
little
you
cats all over it. How great was that? It's going to be a fun time. Pearl Jam by the Sea, our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack in Lauderdale by the Sea. They're open every day during the summertime. They've got some great summer specials cooking now, too, including lunchtime, a piece of fish with rice and salad for $13.99. I mean, that's cheaper than some of these garbage fast food deals that some of these meals that you
It is.
get at fast food places. Great fresh piece of fish. That's every day for lunch, $13.99. Then they also have the 2-for-1. No, I'm sorry. It's the half price burgers on Thursday for only $10 and change. A unbelievable great double burger. We love Even Keel Fish Shack right there at the corner of Commercial and A1A. Defo goes by it every day for his walk of life.
I always check to see how they're doing. I have to say, I remember our friend Peter Nasca was with Joe Casale one day, and he was having a chicken Caesar salad. You wouldn't necessarily think Fish Shack, chicken Caesar. It was unbelievable. And I ordered one time. Absolutely fantastic. Everything they do there is great. It really is.
Brad and Dave, they come from a fine dining background, so they're putting those elevated touches, but in a very casual setting. You can go to the beach in your flip-flops and bathing suit and then come stop in there, have some nice frozen libations. They got half price. They've got happy hour every day from 4 to 7 with those great, the greatest broiled oysters and also oysters on the half shell for $2. Even Keel, we love them. They've been longtime sponsors. They're good dudes, and this is why we like to party with them too. August 9th. Get your tickets now at eventbrite.com. All right, let's take our first break, and then we'll come back. We'll talk some more food stuff. I got a lot of stuff on my list here, Defo. And it is grill season. We're coming up to July 4th. It's going to be a 3-day weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's not this next weekend, but the one after that. So let's take our first break, and we'll come back with more on the Lunchbox after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see it continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat Boys with a Z, as in amazing. All right, we're back on the lunchbox. We got Mike Lubie Lubitz here. Defo has gone to comb his hair after a walk of life, and lots of stuff on the agenda. And I see. Well, first of all, we do have a contest tiebreaker.
Yes.
I'm not going to do it just yet. I've got it. We'll probably do it this segment. 4-way tiebreaker, but we'll get to that in a moment. Right now, I mentioned something the other day, and I think Defo responded to it. It's like, one of the things, somebody said something very wise, and it resonated with me, which is like a key to life is always having something to look forward to. And I think Dwayne Lucas, he was looking forward to the Triple Crown Trail. He had some runners, and now that it's that is over for the year, I don't know, he just may have decided that he can't make it another year, but I can make it another year. Defo, you got a birthday coming up.
You don't have to remind me every day.
Right. But in that realm, I mean, things we have, I just wanted to have a list of maybe things to look forward to this summer. And the Sun Sentinel, we just mentioned the Pearl Jam by the Sea Oyster Festival. Sun Sentinel just published a list of some good food festivals coming up in the next month. They did not list the Oyster Fest. I'm going to have to get in touch with Philip Valise, my former colleague, and say, hey, how could you?
Maybe you've been blackballed.
Yeah, maybe. And now that
all the success that you're having, I mean, outside of the newspaper industry,
yeah,
you were an ink-stained wretch at one time, like the rest of us were at different times in our lives, and now all of a sudden you're Mr. TV. It's unbelievable.
Maybe they're resentful. Maybe because I've been criticizing the lack of a Panthers beat writer. It's okay, but they were talking about some festivals.
That's an outright disgrace.
Oh yeah.
No, seriously, when you have a team that won a championship the previous year, and you're a Broward County essentially a newspaper. How do you not have somebody cover that team on a regular basis? I mean, I find an intern, find anybody, but send somebody out there every night, for God's sake.
Say it's a money issue. Again, I have not had this.
But how do you sell yourself to the public and say, "Hey, you're a newspaper, you get everything here," and then you don't have a guy covering a championship team, for God's sake?
Talking about a trigger alert, Jim Sarney has been going off on this for years, and he knows a lot of he knows the sports editor there, and it's that's an unusual situation, but things I'm looking forward to. All right, there's the Florida Mango Festival's coming up at the Palm Beach County Convention Center this weekend. There's a big burger party in Boca, the Boca Burger Battle, July 12th. South Florida Wing Bash is the same day. Boy, talk about a overlap in schedule. So sunsentinel.com has some of those other food events besides the Oyster Festival that we're holding August 9th. Things to look forward to. Defo, do you have anything you're looking forward to?
I do have something on this. And I think it's something we ought to cover because it would concern a lot of people. But I'm noticing and I'm learning about many, many restaurants that are holding happy hours.
Yes.
Extensive happy hours and really good ones. A lot of places that I visited in the past or, would think about definitely going back to in the future. And they have there are a lot of enticing happy hours and good ones at really respectable restaurants that are taking place all over South Florida. There should be a list of that, or we should definitely explore it and feature it a little bit more, even on the show here.
Well, you've read my mind, Defo, because one of the things I did not get to do, I was going to do it yesterday, and then something came up. But on the Let's Eat South Florida group, I'm going to put together one of these kind of running lists, and we'll keep it pinned to the top of the group if you actually go on the group page. But summer specials, summer deals,
Great
happy hours, things like that, because everybody's looking for a good deal. The money now is a little bit tighter, and
And restaurants know they almost have to give it away in the
yeah,
summertime to just
yeah.
sustain what they're doing.
So,
But I mean, a lot of good places are offering tremendous
oh
discounts
yeah,
on
I
happy
mean,
hour.
I just saw today. Besides our friends at Even Keel, and they've got Muscle Madness on Mondays for 19.99, or even just $19. All the mussels you can eat with that great Texas toast on the side, the garlic toast. They've got all day happy hour with the oysters tomorrow. But down the block at Aruba, I saw they're doing $1 oysters. Those are probably the Gulf oysters, and some $5 Tito's drinks all day long. Shenanigans has, our friends in Dania Beach, Pat's Sports Bar. They have all kinds of all-day drink specials, $7 good cocktails. And you're right. We're going to put together a list. Our man Danny Surfer, my poker buddy, we got a game coming up this week, and he's got his blue collar restaurant. They're running their 2-for-1 sandwich deals, BOGO, up to 12 people. You get 6 sandwiches BOGO for lunchtime there at Blue Collar in Miami. We're going to put all these things together.
Really should. I've heard of a few. They're not our sponsors, but we shouldn't ignore them. The Farmhouse, which I kind of like, has a big thing. I think from like 3 to 6:30, where it's half price on everything.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. They have a few locations. One in Delray, one in Boca Raton, by just south of Meisner, Royal Palm Place. Billy Jack's Shack. I was there for a happy hour a couple of days ago, and they really did a nice job. They have like
Yeah.
$5 drinks and a lot of different stuff on the sort of appetizer menu that really, really came up big. So many places. I mean, doing things that are kind of interesting. And
Yeah. Oh,
Luigi's, that used to be Frank and Dino's. Luigi's has a good happy hour. I'm learning this through a friend of mine who's a big happy hour guy. He's
okay.
retired.
Yeah.
He goes
No, a lot of
every
people.
day, and he's always inviting me, and I'm thinking, wow, that sounds like a pretty good
See,
deal.
early bird has become a dirty word, and now all these people, restaurant people, know that they've pivoted to calling everything
Happy
happy hour. So you come in early from whatever 4 to 6, 4 to
It's not
7.
bad though. 3 to
No,
6:30, 3
no,
to
no,
7.
no.
I mean, a lot of these places.
And you talk about half off. Our friend Crazy Eddie Pizzoli,
Oh, God.
at
Oh, he's
Corvina.
nuts with Corvina. Yeah.
Corvina, they're still doing the half off everything except the seafood raw bar towers. But you can go in any bottle of wine, any bottle of champagne, 50% off. I think it's every day from, I think it's now 4 to 5, but also from 5 to 6 in the bar. And then all night long, 25% off. So they are really in that, summer,
Yeah,
rewarding the loyal local.
You don't have the stigma of having gone to the Bird either.
Yeah.
It used to be like, oh man, you were at the early Bird. What kind of nut job are you?
And Tropical Acres has done away with their early bird. It
I
used
want
to
to call
be
it the Bird. It's ugly.
no.
It's
If you go in now, 4:30 to 6:30 is happy hour in the bar, but there's no more early bird special when you go into the dining room. That has gone the way of the dodo bird because times have changed and dining habits have changed, and they now focus their efforts on giving away all those half price drinks and good bar bites in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30. They're the presenting sponsor today. We love Tropical Acres. They're 2500 Griffin Road, and they also have the Loyalty Reward Club card today, Monday, Tuesday, half price wine night. And why I'm talking about Tropical Acres before the next break is because it brought me up to another topic besides them having a good happy hour. And I am going to start this list on Let's Eat tomorrow morning of all the
I do
different.
have a bone to pick with you about Tropical Acres and our coverage of Tropical Acres.
Okay. Do you
You're
want?
constantly like when we have Jack on the show, and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
We're always talking about, oh, geez, if you get it wrong, you could send it back. They don't get that much wrong.
No,
I
but
mean,
I'm just saying.
it shouldn't even be an issue. It's like for the one guy out of 100 that has to send a steak back, or even less than that, it's not that big of a deal. I mean,
I'm not saying that they
Yeah.
get it wrong. What I am saying is if something
oh,
does
they'll
not
accommodate, no doubt. But,
if something doesn't come out to your satisfaction, a lot of people are intimidated. They don't say anything, which I don't understand. And it's like, a lot of people just if something's not to your satisfaction. Jack is in the hospitality business. He wants
Yeah.
people to leave
But
happy.
they don't blow it that often. I mean,
No.
whatever you want, it comes out
Their
right.
batting average is more than Hall of Fame. I mean, in baseball, 333 gets you in the Hall of Fame. They bat about 900 there at Tropical Acres.
Oh, I would say more than that. I
950.
can't imagine too many people really.
19 out of 20. No, actually, probably like more like a 99
It's
out of
only a
100.
minuscule percentage of
Yeah.
people. I mean, there's some people that are never satisfied, so there's just no chance to to win with those people. But in general, they do a great job. I mean, I'm always thinking, why are we talking about this? Because I've never sent a meal back there.
No, I have not either,
Yeah.
but I have been with people where something did not come out right, and that's why
Yeah.
I kind
It
of, I
happens.
say
Yeah.
that, and
I don't know
and
about this baked potato.
and some
Yeah, I mean, you don't
people
hear a lot of that.
some places give you attitude, or but they don't have any attitude there. Now, what I was bringing up, and we will take our second break soon, but among the crazy things that came across the transom on the Let's Eat group over the weekend, somebody posted looking for places that are going to be open on Thanksgiving, and I just dropped
It's a
my.
little early, isn't it?
Well, we're at the age, Defo, where like not
Are you
only
really planning your Thanksgiving now? I'm hoping to live to July 4th. What are
yeah,
you talking about?
and it's not only a matter of us when you get up into a certain age that you like, I don't want to plan more than 6 weeks out, never mind 6 months. I think the whole world at this point, we don't know if we're going to be here. The entire planet is a little bit up in the air. I don't know what the over under is.
Everybody's day to day.
Yeah.
Supposedly they caught the missile, so there's no casualties, thank God, in
All
the
right.
retaliatory strike. I know you brought it up, so I'm just that's
I
the
know.
latest
Okay,
news.
well, that is good news, but
Thank God.
I'm sure this is not the end. There's
Oh no.
more to come. But getting back to Thanksgiving, I'm not necessarily thinking about it. Others are, and a place that is open, and probably if you give them a call right now, they will put you in the book for Thanksgiving.
Would you be the first guy to make a reservation if you got
Probably.
Tropical Acres 954-989.
Jack answers the phone and says, "Well, Thanksgiving.
No, they have a book. This is why I
What
love
about
it.
Labor Day? I mean,
It's
we're
so
open
old school. Some of these, websites, the Open Table, they only do 3 months or 30 days out in advance. They have a book for the whole year. They have like a calendar at Tropical Acres, and there's no online reservation. So you call them, they will have a human being pick up the phone, and then
Isn't Purim coming up before that?
Purim is already passed. Shavuos just passed. But we got Rosh Hashanah. But no, Thanksgiving Day, a Thursday, they are open, and they are one of my favorite spots for a Thanksgiving meal. If you're so
Have you been
inclined.
there on Thanksgiving?
I think one of the rough years of my in between
One of the rough years.
between
Between
Michelle and
relationships,
Val.
yeah.
No, yeah. So I've been there once for
All right.
I've been there for major holidays.
I would imagine they do a great job.
They do a great job. They can handle the volume, and that prime rib. I'll take prime rib over turkey any day of the week.
No, you gotta have turkey on Thanksgiving.
All right, let's take our second break, and we'll come back. We'll do the contest tiebreaker, and we'll talk about a couple more things.
Who won?
On the lunch break? We got a tiebreaker. We got to talk about it after
All right.
these words. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey District, just south of Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to thehouseontheriver.com. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. I see.
That was the picture, by the way. That last picture.
I know that's your favorite, the Italian tablecloth. That was my.
Well, it was where you came to the epiphany that hey, something's got to be done, and you did it.
Yes, it was. That was peak Mayo. It was around the holidays, and
I was getting scared. Louie, were you getting a little afraid for Mayo? I mean, after a couple of years of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, especially since he was doing it on a daily basis. The fact that he's not doing double and triple headers, I think, is a win, and hopefully he just stays on that path.
Oh, it's good. I mean, what a difference!
Thank you. I feel a million times better. So
I can't believe.
But I did have a bit of an excessive birthday week. I did send some pictures to Lubie. You know, besides having the birthday lunch for the show at Casa D'Angelo in Aventura, Val and I did go to Casa D'Angelo in Fort Lauderdale for a proper dinner on Saturday night. We started, this was healthy. This is the tuna tartare. Look at that. Ruby red, luscious, fresh tuna. And again, served with a little bit of arugula, the bread on the side. But then we got into, this is where the Mike Mayo experience comes into play. Got a beautiful big bone-in veal chop. Can you show the veal chop on the bone?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, there we go. That is the veal chop before it gets cut with a little potatoes lyonnaise. And you can see, now I didn't get video of it, but they came out, you know how Reno did in the Stanley Cup last year, the shower of grated Parmesan cheese on the pasta. Well,
it's coming. They showered this with truffles.
It was black truffle shower. It just kept coming and coming.
Oh my God,
and I didn't take video of it because even I have a sense of shame because it was just too much. But again, Angelo Ilia was there and Angelo Massanova, the chef de cuisine there. They sent out the black truffles. They just got them in, and that was a little compliments of the chef touch on the veal chop. So
thank God it was compliments.
Thank you to D'Angelo. Yeah, but it was a beautiful meal, a great way to cap off a great birthday week. Casa D'Angelo is again one of my favorites. They're not just a sponsor. I'm a patron. I've been going there for years. I love that for celebrations. You can't do any better. 3 locations. All right, here we go. It is now time.
Here we go.
What we have.
Is Sarnie in the bag there?
So here was the breakdown. The restaurant, it wasn't really a restaurant. It was a classic spring break place that had concerts, a lot of good rock acts there. The band played there. Warren Zevon played there. Iggy Pop played there. It had a run from 1980 to 1992. It was like one of those classic spring break joints where they didn't really have food, but they did have chocolate pudding wrestling. And the name of it was Summers on the Beach, which is what a lot of people are getting ready to do, spend the summers on the beach. So that was our restaurant in honor of the summer solstice, which was Friday night at 10:30. The first full day of summer was Saturday. And then the Gulfstream race, it was won by the favorite, which was the name. What was the name of the restaurant? Oh, yeah, it was Tinta Roja. So it means red color red, which is appropriate for the Panthers. There was also a scratch of the number 4 horse attending. So anybody who had the 4 got the favorite. So the 4s and the 5s were in the running with the tiebreaker. James Sarney was one of them. There was a total of, I think,
picking winners.
There was 13 people that had the winning horse.
Wow.
Sarney was one of them. One of them had the winning horse, but had the wrong restaurant. They put Candy Store instead of Summers on the Beach. But anyway, 13 advanced. 4 of them took the Pacers, including Jim Sarney. And the other 9 took OKC. And then here's where it gets interesting. One person had Oklahoma winning by 16 points, and 3 of them had them winning by 8 points. And now psychologically, you say, well, they were ahead by 20, and then Indiana scored some garbage buckets and free throws, and the final margin was 12 points. You say, well, 16 double digits, but no, if you do the math, 16 is 4 points away, and 8 points is also 4 points away. 3 people had OKC winning by 8. So we have those 4 people in the hopper, and those are Dawn Clark, Blanche Maines, Paul Levinson, and Megan Collins. Nice. You guys are in the hat. We're going to be picking one for brunch for 2 at Gulfstream 10 Palms. They are open every day.
Are we still giving away the second place prize?
Yes, we are. We are. And we are still doing the what are we doing? Yes, the Taco Craft $25 gift card. I think next month we're going to maybe move into the blue collar realm because Danny Surfer wanted to give away some gift certificates to blue collar.
So we have win, place, and show maybe in the country?
No, we're just going to do win place, but we'll parcel out the gift certificates. Anyway, in my hand is the winner slip, and let's see who's got it this week. Congratulations to Megan Collins. You are the winner of this week's Sunday Brunch for 2. And talking about things to look forward to this summer, I think we're going to have our next
another one
the end of July. We'll talk to Joe Beja. Looking at the last Sunday in July, the 27th. Saratoga will be ongoing. It'll be a good time for all of us to get together. So that's something to keep in mind for contest winners. If you want to hold off and redeem your prize during the Lunchbox Brunch Bash, we'll finalize the details this week and get them to you right away. But Megan Collins, congratulations. All right, now it's time for the gift certificate runner-up. And we're going to go to...
Yeah, it's good. It's not bad to finish second in this thing.
No, because you can still enter.
Unbelievable, yeah.
You don't have to sit in the penalty box for 3 months. Those who win the brunch package cannot participate for 3 months. But if you win the gift certificate, you can enter again next week because that's part of the thing.
That's the way it goes, yeah.
Dawn Clark, congratulations. Dawn
nice
Clark.
job.
You will win a $25 gift certificate to Taco Craft, any one of their 4 Broward locations.
Not that we're biased. I always root for our girl Blanche because she's been a fan since the beginning.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, shut out this week, and so was Sarney. Oh, no, Sarney got eliminated because...
he went with the wrong team. He was over as soon as Halliburton went down.
Oh, what does he know about sports? He shouldn't be watching something.
Exactly. What does he know?
Well, if Halliburton didn't go down, they might have had a shot. They had the lead at halftime. They were valiant, and then that third
buddy, Dr. Jerry, predicted this, though.
Yeah.
He's a podiatrist. Part of he's been a long-time opponent of mine in the Alzheimer's Cup tennis matches that we play. Supposedly going to be on the courts tonight. And we were talking about this before the Thursday game. We were playing tennis on Thursday. He said, this guy's got to be careful because the calf injury could lead to an Achilles problem. And so he survives the Thursday game. And what happens the next time out? Boom, snaps an Achilles.
Yep.
Didn't the same thing happen to Durant in 2019?
Yes, that's what exactly what happened to Durant.
This is the problem. Yeah. You got to really watch that calf strain, no doubt.
Yeah, if you have a bad
Oh,
calf,
that's
You need better sneakers, right, Louie? Would you say?
I don't know. They
Need
don't
high
wear high
tops.
tops anymore, which I don't get. Like
high tops, you would think give
I
a little bit of
always wore high
stability
tops.
or
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
brace. Like
I
if the guy, well, I don't know what he was equipped with, but it was sad to see. And
Where's your
basically,
Chuck Taylor Converse All Stars, man?
yeah. And now we have two. Is it still the case that if you rupture an Achilles and have the major surgery, you're out for like 10 to 12 months?
You're out a year.
Out of
You're
year.
out a year.
Yeah, you're out of
full
year.
year. It's
Ruptured
funny because
Achilles? Yes, you're out of you're out of
they've
year.
made such progress on the knees. It used to be you'd be out 6 to 8 weeks if you have a tear of the ACL. Now they have things where you're back in like 2 or 3 weeks, but I guess the Achilles is still a major deal. And that means two major NBA stars are going to be out for the next year.
Yeah.
So you've got Halliburton down and then Tatum from the Celtics,
Tatum,
correct? Right.
So it was a good opportunity. That's why Luby's so upset about the Heat not acquiring Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? The
wide
Heat,
open opportunity there in the East with these two injuries.
East is wide open. So
Heat's an also ran. I'm sorry. Like the West is going to be the champion for the next 5 years, right? I
you
mean, I
never
don't
know.
see it.
You just
Yeah.
never know.
I mean, there's some teams in the East that could rise up, but the West is going to be scary. Yes.
Yeah.
Between the
It ain't going to be the
Thunder,
Knicks.
the Spurs, and
Maybe
the Rockets.
Indiana. Yeah, that's it. Hey, we got to take one more break, right? Let's
We do.
before we do, let's talk about Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap.
More rave reviews, man. How are you handling this?
Well, we're letting them go through because they've slowed down. It's not
like
like
the game,
6
the-
every an hour. When it was coming in at 6 an hour, it was a little much, but now
my
it's
God.
gone back to a manageable. Once every week, we see somebody raving about again because this is what they do at Batch. And this latest one, I think, was the
Oh, these
location-
people could not have been happier. I mean, from the
Delray Beach.
from the minute they walked in.
Jennifer is the general
She does a
manager.
great job.
She was on the show that we did last up in Delray Beach in the West Delray Marketplace there,
Great
right
spot,
off the
by the way,
turnpike.
too.
And she embraces the whole Batch culture. You talk about Panthers culture, Batch has a culture, and it is the customer is, not always right, but they are always to be satisfied, and they, mostly they are always right. If you want something, they'll do it for you there at Batch. They take tremendous care of everybody who comes through the doors. There's 3 locations, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale with a garage, free parking next door. Then you've got the West Delray location, plenty of free parking in the lots there. And then, of course, Clematis Street, downtown West Palm Beach. Parking a little trickier in the urban areas, but there's plenty of parking lots and meters. But all 3, fantastic Southern cuisine, great brunches, bottomless options for the brunch service. And then, of course, the holiday weekend coming up. Usually when they have a holiday on a Friday or a Monday, they will also have their brunch service and brunch menu. And that's what's going to be happening on July 4th. Go into Batch, tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right.
Are they bring back the pot pie anytime soon?
Not until the fall. FOMO. You got to get their pot pies. They usually save the pot pies for the winter months because it is a more hearty and filling thing. But they got that. I love their burrata and grilled
It's
peach
nice.
salad. That is perfect for summertime.
Andy, our good friend Andy, brings a first-time starter in there, and she had such a great time thinking he was just infused with class, exuding class. After they were done, kind of late, they end up going to the movies, which is right by the Delray location. So
Nice.
it can really spark a first date. I mean,
it's the way to get
under
things.
consideration.
Way to get things off on the right foot. All right. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the chat line. It's good to see Joanne on the line chiming in. She wants less sports and more food and restaurants. She also wants less of my mustache. She says it makes me look harsher. I'm getting a lot of, Hitler backlash on the
It
mustache.
doesn't look bad. I mean, in spite of the Hitler look, but
the Hitler went just here. Mine
you
goes
do
all the
have
way
to go
down.
rally fingers though.
No, it's
I
not
think
the Hitler stash. It's a
gotta go
porn
fingers.
slash D-line.
this is Hitler. This is Inspector Clouseau. Oh, the Finn? Yes, the
I
Finn.
think it's a 1970s porn stash.
With
No,
the
what-
piece, it's actually kind of becoming on you.
Let me give an explanation, okay? I
Uh-huh.
shaved the playoff beard the morning after the Panthers won the cup. When I got to this part, it just looked so funny to me. I started cracking up. I said, you know what? I'm going to do a mustache for a day.
Yeah.
And then I happened to see Reno that night, and I set up the show for Tuesday, for tomorrow, at Heritage. Again, Broward County's only bib gourmand. I know you hate about the Michelin star place.
No, the thing
Love
with the
Reno.
story last week, I mean, I almost was passing out.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. That was sick.
And who cares if they ever seen the star? It's a horrible story.
Yeah. So again, Reno, he said, I'd love to do a show with you again. We haven't been in there since he got awarded the Bib Gourmand. He's a huge Panthers fan, brother-in-law to Roberto Luongo, senior executive with the team and Hall of Fame goaltender. He's got all kinds of insights into what the Panthers went through during the run. He was there on the night they won it all. It's going to be a great show tomorrow. But he said, Mike, I'm only going to do the show under one condition. I was like, what? He goes, you got to keep the stash and you got to grow a soul patch. So
You need an eye patch, actually, with this stuff.
I will shave the rest. So the only reason this hideous caterpillar is still crawling underneath my nose is to make Reno Sorbonne happy. I want to get the show in the can, and then the mustache, the porn stash, the Hitler stash, whatever you want to call it, it will be gone by probably.
You get back to the old good-looking Mayo, though, which is good. I love this.
I appreciate.
I always thought you were kind of a handsome guy.
Face looking thinner. Everybody says it looks younger without the beard. I kind of dug the beard at the end. If I trimmed it,
You need to clean it.
I can see the beard making a holiday comeback for Hanukkah, Christmas. And
I would grow it. Yeah,
I might do a Santa Claus. I could. Well, hopefully, I won't be fat enough to be playing Santa Claus anytime soon. But the gray beard certainly has a Santa look. But we'll consider that. Maybe when the pot pies come back to batch is when I'll bring my beard back.
Man, I want one of those right now. I could tell you.
That was fantastic.
Yeah,
that's it. All right, let's take the third and final break. Then we'll get out of here, and we'll be back with more after these words. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. For casual yet sophisticated contemporary American cuisine, Burton's Grill and Bar. Now with 2 South Florida locations, 1003 South University Drive in Plantation and 5580 North Military Trail in Boca. I've become a huge fan of this place. Great food and hospitality, family friendly, a full gluten-free menu, and a staff that's very mindful of guest allergies and special dietary needs. They're open 7 days with an all-day menu, weekend brunch, and happy hour specials. And oh, don't miss that short rib grilled cheese or their famed key lime pie. So good. They offer catering and delivery, and download the Burton's app for extra specials and bonuses, including $15 to sign up. Go to burtonsgrill.com for more information.
So actually,
the finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting, I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox, and I am getting older because I've got my little slips here, and now I forgot who won what. Was Megan Collins the winner?
Megan won.
Yeah, and Dawn Clark was the gift.
Dawn was runner-up.
Okay, good. I got it. I got to keep my notes here and send out the appropriate notifications. One last thing before we get out of here is tomorrow, the fourth season, and I don't know if it's the final season or not, of The Bear, which is a show streaming on Hulu and FX or whatever, makes its return tomorrow. They're dropping all 10 episodes of season 4 tomorrow. I don't know if anybody's excited about it because I thought
I was before last year.
I love season 1 and season 2 is very strong. Season 3 sucked. If I was a restaurant critic, I would give season 3 1 star. But I don't know if Sarni is looking forward to it. Defo, did you ever watch any of them?
I never saw any of it. Everybody seemed to have the same opinion. First couple of seasons. Sarni actually asked me, how could I possibly be on a food show without watching The Bear? I said, it's pretty easy, man. I
just watch.
Yes, I mean, according to most, the first couple of seasons were good. Third season was a brick, and not too many people excited about season 4.
I'm gonna watch it because I am in the. I don't work in the biz. Well, yeah, am I in the biz?
You are. What are you talking?
Yeah, if I get an in the biz discount, I take it. So I guess that makes me in the biz, right? That's. But no, and
you're the straw that stirs the drink. You're Daryl Strawberry when it comes to this stuff. What are you talking?
I like to support our local independent restaurants, but I won't be. I'm not averse to also going to a fast food establishment, reviewing some of the food on the show. I know it really triggers people on the group.
By the way, I saw a post. I thought of you, Anthony Bourdain. His first stop anytime he went to L.A., In-N-Out Burger.
Okay, yeah, and he loved Popeye's chicken too. When he would go into New Orleans, which is, I guess, the original home of Popeyes, he loved getting their just fried chicken. I didn't love their new crispy chicken wrap last week, but somebody posted on the Let's Eat group over the weekend a review of Applebee's, and they kind of gave it praise for its affordability. They have the 2 for $25 specials, and some people just jumped down this poor woman's throat saying, "I don't come on here to learn about chains. I want to know about local independence." And I was like, this is a group where everybody can discuss anything food related. And I understand not everybody can afford a $100 a head dinner. So I appreciate when people chime in about places like Applebee's. I don't appreciate going to Applebee's anymore, but but I don't mind it. And some people just, they go a little bit nuts. Did you see that one there, Lubie?
I didn't see that, but look, again, as we talk about, we're all for mom and pop. We're all for small restaurants, and we definitely support local. We're big on local, but it's okay if someone goes somewhere else. We always talk about that. Like, look, it's like Roadhouse is a sponsor on our morning show.
Yeah, they do a great job.
So if they do a good job, they do a good job. Like, I don't like big corporation eating up small businesses. We're very clear in where I vote and how I vote. However, I don't go the other way where I'm like, screw you, company that does a good job. Like, if you do a good job, you do a good job, and it's okay to praise them.
And these people that get all in a tizzy about seeing a post on a Facebook in their Facebook feed, how about this? Ignore it and scroll by. That's all. Like, this is for everybody. It boggles my mind. But you know what? It's good for engagement, so that's good for us too.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Defo, can you make a late post time at Heritage tomorrow at 4 p.m. start?
I'm going to try. I mean, I really want to get down there because I love Reno.
Yep.
And I love the recognition that he got. Not that he needed it, because the general consensus is great place, and we know that it is. So yeah, I'm gonna make every effort to be there.
Okay, we're going to be having a 4 p.m.
Oh, will you have the bolognese, or is it a no food situation?
I know okay. So his restaurant is
bolognese in there. That'd be awesome.
They are in service Wednesday through Sunday. They are typically closed Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
So he warned me that there would not be food service. He's not going to get the kitchen fired up just
It's
for
still
us.
worth going there.
The bar will be there for us.
Yeah.
And I told him I'll bring in a pizza from Papa John's. It'll be great, just like
Beautiful.
So, yeah,
Typical of what you would get there. No.
I think we should go to Peter's. You should go to Peter's.
Oh, you know what? That would be actually a kind thing to do. I wanted to kind of troll him a little bit and maybe pick up a Domino's or a Papa John's. Maybe we'll get one of each. Maybe Defo can stop in Peter's. It's near him and Pompano. And
I could possibly blow by there.
That'd be great. And
this way and then go that way.
But we're going to be catching up with Reno about. Sorry, Joanne. We are going to be talking Panthers hockey.
Little Caesars, I think, would be the worst.
Little Caesars. Oh my God. Yeah. Of all the major chains, Little Caesars.
Little Caesars left a lot to be desired.
What's the one with an M? It's man.
Marco's? It's Marco's.
Yeah, Marco's. That's terrible too.
Oh, it is horrible. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Marco's is bad.
I see it all over the place now, and I'm like, is that edible?
Yeah.
Little Caesars is actually a disgrace.
Worse. No, it's the worst.
Maybe we should do a taste test because and honestly, I haven't had a Papa John's or Domino's pizza in forever.
That's actually the move to do with Reno.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring up a
do
bunch.
Little Caesars, Domino's, Papa John's. If you want,
I think you ought to roll by the pizza spot and bring one of those.
That's
really in a long time.
Wade reached out to me because I hadn't seen him in a while. He's, him and Reese are doing fine. It's a little hard for them because it's outdoor setting in this time of year, but we can bring a good pizza and then some of the chain pizzas, which again they satisfy a niche. And if anybody wants to review it on the Let's Eat group, go for it. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Until then, enjoy every sandwich.